The police are the investigative agency that gathers evidence and brings criminals to justice. Prosecutors, while also members of an investigative agency, are jurists who represent the interests of the public and prosecute those accused of crimes in court. Like judges and lawyers, they've passed the bar exam and have undergone training. How can such an elite group be involved in misconduct? The most egregious example of prosecutorial misconduct in recent years is the case of evidence tampering by the Special Investigation Department of the Osaka District Public Prosecutor's Office, which came to light in 2010. There have also been a number of other scandals involving prosecutors. In 2012, a prosecutor at the Tokyo District Public Prosecutor's Office received a pay cut for making a false report as part of the office's investigation of a case involving Rikuzankai, a fund management group for parliamentarian Ichiro Ozawa. In 2005, Tamaki Mitsui, head of the Public Security Bureau of the Osaka High Public Prosecutor's Office, was arrested on corruption charges for accepting hospitality from gangsters in return for disclosing information about an investigation. As these covered-up incidents involving the police and prosecutors come to light, and there must be many more buried beneath the surface, it's deplorable that present-day Japan has such fundamental problems precluding the introduction of a Western-style system. Suspects are prosecuted on the basis of prosecutors' own motives and reasons, which have nothing to do with the cases in question. Prosecutors who have abused their power by including false statements in investigation documents and fabricating evidence force cases through behind closed doors in the absence of defense attorneys and without questioning suspects properly or taking extenuating circumstances into account. So, can we expect fairness in an open trial? Regrettably, we can't expect fairness in an open trial. Because of the collusion between the prosecutors and the courts, it's also hopeless. The courts won't listen to the arguments put forward on behalf of suspects who have been victimized by illegal investigations. In addition, the presumption of innocence is ignored. When suspects' real names are reported before indictment, the number of wrongful convictions increases. This is because when real names are reported, suspects must be convicted or else the prosecution will lose face. The mass media's lust for increased ratings and circulation by capturing people's attention hampers fair and impartial criminal proceedings. On a side note, whether a suspect has a full-time job or not has become an important factor for prosecutors in deciding whether or not to prosecute. If the person has not received such social sanctions as dismissal from their company, however, the prosecutor will feign ignorance and prosecute the case regardless. This is because they prioritize their interests as a prosecutor over the social standing of the suspect. In their mind, if such a case were dropped, it would be troublesome for the state later on. They have no concern for what will happen to the suspect. All they have to do is prosecute the suspect and pin all the blame on them, making the suspect carry all the crimes and wrongdoings of the investigative authorities for the rest of their life, like an albatross around their neck. In many cases, even if the suspects are released, it's impossible for them to recover from the damage done to them. Those whose arrests are made public usually find their reputations irreparably damaged. In spite of this, the police and prosecutors offer no compensation or apology. Like police corruption, prosecutorial misconduct arises from an arrogance fostered by their authority over others. As a result, prosecutors violate the human rights of many people. Such behavior is diametrically opposed to the ideal of impartially judging criminality on the basis of factual evidence. We hope that Japan's entire judicial system, including prosecutors, will undergo urgent and drastic reforms. Thanks for watching.